LEGO Star Wars, a game developed by TT Games and published by LucasArts in 2007, critically acclaimed at the time of its release for its engaging gameplay, charming cutscenes, and playful humor. Now the game stands as what fans look to as what LEGO games should be. 14 years after its release, does it still deserve that praise? Let's jump right into it.
Hello guys, and welcome to another video for Adamo Gaming. I'm Jordon, and today we're joined with Dane.
Hello.
And Sina.
Hello.
The game we have for you today is LEGO Star Wars The Complete Saga, a game very close to mine and Dane's heart, but between me and you, Sina's never played it. So that's the first point we're going to jump into. Sina, why have you never played this amazing game?
Boy, okay, so first of all, I didn't know that there is a LEGO game for Star Wars, and I always thought that LEGO games are usually a childish game, so I never give it a try. So then I tried this one, because, you know, Star Wars, and I don't know much about Star Wars. I'm sorry about that. So I wanted to have a new experience. I tried it. It was a lot of fun, surprisingly. And honestly, it's not for only children. Anyone at any age can try this and have a lot of fun. It's really engaging.
Definitely. I would go as far as to say that, like, this game is timeless, especially for me, you know, from the nostalgia shock I got from playing this game, because I remember when I first started playing this game around about 2009, 2010, when I first got my Nintendo Wii. And me and my younger sister, we played this game religiously and got it all the way up to 100%, which was a chore, but, you know, it didn't really properly feel like a chore because, you know, playing through this game is it's just so much fun.
Yeah, this game was so much fun growing up. I remember getting it on release, having a friend over and just playing through all the missions. Something that you'll actually find whilst actually playing through this game is that all of these missions throughout the game are very reminiscent of the movies. So you'll actually feel like you're in the movies when you're playing this.
Totally, I completely agree. You know, as you can see on screen at the moment, this is actually from episode 1. And it's Qui-Gon Jinn and Obi-Wan, you know, going to talk to the Trade Federation and the Separatists. And, you know, being able to play through this, especially as a fan, because it was roughly about the same time that I got introduced to it by my brother when I got this game. And, you know, playing through all these scenes, it was genuinely amazing to play through this stuff.
So I have a question.
Go ahead.
Let's say you haven't, I don't know, watched the movies or whatever for these. And if you play the game, you kind of have an idea of what's happened in the movies, or is it not that accurate?
That's a good question, and I would go as far as to say is, like, you know, they take the source material very seriously in this, and I would, at times it is one-to-one, because obviously this is the Battle of Hoth episode 4, and I know you don't really get to see too much of the battle properly in great detail, but obviously you're on the ground, you're fighting, you know, as part of the Rebel Alliance to, you know, fight against the Imperials as they land on Hoth. And I would say, especially for a LEGO game, because LEGO games are quite gentle to their players in how they actually use their source material, and you really don't need to know too much about Star Wars to enjoy this game. As a game on its own, it's an amazing game, and you know, playing through this game it's so friendly towards you, and it's a lovely game to play through. As I said, I played it through with my sister. It's a lovely game to just sit back, relax, and just play through an amazing game.
It is a really fun game just to play, but in regards to it being like the movies, you can see on screen now, like, this is incredibly close to what the actual movies are like. Of course, other episodes aren't too similar to the movies, but the cutscenes are genuinely very close, and you can get a grasp of the movies just by watching these cutscenes.
Totally, and as we've seen on screen before, obviously, you know, as a player, you play through as the characters like Qui-Gon Jinn, as we just saw in Obi-Wan. But this game also has, like, these wonderful features of, like, the rail segments like this, you know, where you go through, you know, on a rail, like a rail shooter, similar to, like, Star Fox in a way, this. But, you know, this is a perfect example of how this game does scale so well. I mean, this is from episode 3, at the beginning of the film, while Obi-Wan and Anakin are going to rescue the Chancellor. And they do a really good job of, like, getting the scale of this, because it's a huge battle. and it's just another point to tick off, you know, for this game. It's just they do scale, you know, and there's variety of gameplay. It's wonderful.
That's really interesting. You don't really find this kind of feature in other games, especially today, to have them similar to the movie. I think the latest game that I played that actually was similar to a movie was Alien Isolation. But other than that, this one is, by what you're saying, is very close to the story. And I think by the time I finish this game, I'll have some ideas about Star Wars, and I'm kind of excited for it.
Well, I'm glad that you say that, because you know that you're going to finish this game, because I would love to carry on playing it with you. Because honestly, I remember when we did the recording for this, it was a lot of fun. You know, because obviously we got separate footage, but you know, I would love to play through this game with you, and I'm glad to see that, like, and glad to hear rather, that you want to return to this game. And I'm glad that you've changed your perception of this being like a childish game, because it definitely isn't. It's definitely timeless.
Oh, 100%. It's just there is something about the Star Wars that's a lot of fun. Usually people like to have a lot of power in the game. And I think Star Wars can make that happen for you very easily, especially with the power of Force. That's something I really like. So in this game, being able to use it, and sometimes in the teamwork, to use it to help each other to get to next level, is a lot of fun.
Definitely. A big feature of this game actually is boss fights that are relatively true to how the movies play. I mean, obviously this is the Rancor scene in instead of, you know, watching the film, you were able to play as this, you know, and play as Han and play as Luke, as, you know, they try and like battle for their lives as they're literally thrown into this pit with this, you know, vicious beast in the palace that where Jabba's actually just thrown them into. And something I'd like to just bring up is, obviously, as you can see on screen, the animations for this game. I mean, this is 2007. You know, the animations are beautiful. I mean, the animations on the Rancor, as, you know, they pick up like one of the pigmen and, you know, rip off their head and stuff like that. I think that's another thing that they did so well in this game, is the animations. I mean, look at it now. I mean, boom, look at that, straight in the mouth.
Bite the head
That
off.
makes me feel hungry.
Oh my god.
This game does animations really well. I think it does puzzles really well. Like, there's a lot of variety in the characters, and some levels, when you play through them the first time, you'll find areas that you'll have to come back to with a different character to actually unlock those and get the rewards from them.
Definitely.
There's a lot of replayability to this game.
Yeah, definitely. There's a lot of replayability, especially with, obviously, you go through the game first, you know, as the story mode, but then obviously as soon as you finish that level, you're able to go back through free play. And I think that's a big point, you know, to say that, like, you should return to this game if you've played it before. But if you haven't, definitely, it's definitely worth picking up. Isn't that right, Sina?
That's right. I 100% recommend it. It's a lot of fun. You can see just driving cars everywhere. That's my favorite part about the game.
Yeah, you can thank Dane for all this goofiness.
Oh, I love this. I was genuinely upset when they kicked me out of that car.
Yeah, but no, guys, all I can do, guys, is thank our lovely audience for joining us on this lovely walk down memory lane through the complete Lego Star Wars: The Complete Saga. And yeah, thank you guys for coming. Thank you.
Thank you.